Welcome to the Stargate Finance Community Call, where we discuss proposals and ideas that will help shape and govern the Stargate protocol. Feel free to join the conversation on stage anytime you have a question by clicking on the raise hand button at the bottom of the screen. You can also chime in through the voice text channel in Discord or any of the chats for those listening in YouTube or Twitch, as these channels all aggregate the messages together. Just a reminder, this is not financial, accounting, or legal advice. Please do your own research. Okay, a big couple of weeks here for Stargate Community. Probably a couple of big things here to touch on. Binance listing. It seems that's been a pretty good attraction. It looks like we've got a few extra people in here today, so I'm hoping that that helped to drive, along with some other stuff, to bring some people in here and get interested and excited about the community again. And some pretty cool metrics that came through there from Binance. It sounded like there was over like 59,000 new holders now, just because of through Binance. Is that number correct? That seems that's really impressive. Max or Primo?
I think it was overall user activity.
Or user activity.
Yeah, exciting.
Yeah, sweet. And there was like the trading volume was pretty high as well. That was like in the billions. Is that correct? Like, that seems crazy. There was that much.
9 billion, they said, within the first 2 days of volume on Stargate only. Yeah. Which is pretty insane.
That is super insane. Wow. Incredible to see that much activity. And hopefully that's people are starting to learn more about Stargate if they haven't already, and coming over and using the protocol. Really cool to just have that kind of awareness. It's crazy to think that many those kind of numbers were coming from there. So pretty stoked. I guess, the next thing here to touch on would be the Pancake Swap integration. That's, obviously a pretty cool thing too, to start seeing further and further integrations, to see driving more volume to the protocol. That's what we all want. That's what we want to see. And of course, anybody can just build on top, and be able to compose Stargate. So, whichever kind of implementation that they want to do and however they want to do it, it's fully customizable. And that's what's so cool about Stargate. And then just the underlying technology with all of it, just being able to make it exactly what your needs are for your application. So really sweet to see, obviously, Sushi being the big one before, Pancake Swap coming up next here. I have a feeling we're going to start more and more people starting to see, okay, this is how this works. This is what works really well for us. And it's like the ability to just wrap it right inside of your own application seems, I think people are going to start catching on here and see how sweet this is. But, and of course, with this widget integration, I think we've mentioned it before, pretty easy implementation. So if any developers are listening in here today, pretty easy implementation to get that widget in. And of course, having a partner fee with that for the integration. And anybody that does build on top of that's actually going to Optimism, there is some OP tokens available too from our side or from Stargate's side for that. So just a reminder about that. But overall, I don't know if I have any numbers for, do we have any metrics for Pancake Swap yet? Max or Primo?
I haven't looked yet, but I think it makes sense to maybe give it a week or so and then circle back and look at those.
Yeah, we'll have some metrics for, and even on the Sushi side too here for the next community call. That'll be great to see kind of a full range here of how much is going on. But okay. If anybody has questions about this, please feel free to come up or ask anything on that, and we'll keep an eye on the text questions as well. Another one, STG Scan. Name has put that together. Incredible to see, totally new new dashboard and everything. Looks really cool. And of course, being able to add in having ETH and everything involved in it now. So yeah, just easy metrics here for everybody. Of course, 671 million TVL, 24-hour volume is 7.7 million, and 1,300 transactions over the past 24 hour. So yeah, and then it really great how you could everything's so clean here. Wow. Yeah, like breaking it down by network, by pool, for the token and everything. So a ton of great metrics, and I think even more stuff coming out. Even as a market cap and the circulating supply, all that stuff's there. And more stuff coming, it sounds like. Name's been quite a beast with all this stuff. And what he was mentioning too was like to kind of have this as like, being able to like have this for like omni-chain applications too. And he wanted to kind of have this for like Web3 apps who use Stargate, kind of have that in a special section as well. So, he's kind of like working on a lot of different stuff with it. So pretty pumped about his contributions towards this, and really sweet. So, Then another thing here we had, which was it was really cool, was the Layer 3 did a bounty program, kind of a pilot project with us. So they just like put together a campaign, said, hey, we're going to do this. And it's like super positive. Like there was like 1,000 people, or there was 1,000, what did they have it as, like 1,000 completions that could happen. And it was done within less than a day. So it was like bridging from Polygon to Optimism and becoming an LP. So these are really cool tools. And there's like a bunch of different, like kind of Web3 achievement and reputation style, applications or protocols that are building or that are doing stuff with us right now, or like doing stuff in the ecosystem right now. And this one was like really cool to see. And they've been around for like a year. So pretty stoked with, just the customizability as well. So being able to like have all these options for you, like different networks that you can go and participate in and try it out. So for those of you that didn't get to try that quest, I guess, that bounty, hopefully we can do another one here soon and get you to try that out. But pretty cool to just be able to have something you can keep track and kind of incentivize you to test things out and give it a shot. Then, thank you, Luke, for dropping the stgscan.io. There's that, the link for that. And let's see, other thing too, for anybody that's in Discord, you're probably familiar with getting a roll through Collabland. Now we're going to be slowly moving over to guild.xyz. So for anybody that hasn't already, please head over to Guild Join, I believe is the channel name. Head in there, and it's under the info section, right below where you would go claim your POAP. Head over there, join the guild, and that way you'll be part of the Stargate Guild. You can also do it through guild.xyz and connect that way, and that should be able to connect you into your Discord. Should be able to get the roles once you have that connected, and connect your Discord account to Guild. And just as Guild has like a ton of flexibility around parameters, like if and kind of examples for within your wallet. So like if you're holding X amount of tokens and something else or something else, this way we can like kind of batch a bunch of stuff together. And even it can take a look at some of the outside stuff, like outside of Discord. So you're not, outside of your Web3 wallet and outside of Discord. I could take a look at Twitter and some other stuff. Spoke with Raz, one of the co-founders of Guild, and like really stoked with where they're going and where their vision is. They've got more and more that they're going to be building out. So really pleased to be a part of the Guild, I guess the Guild, and they have, there's a lot of people starting to use it and it's catching on. So yeah, they're also going to be able to offer POAPs through Guild. So we'll eventually be making the switch to, for anybody that's involved in the community here, be able to mint or be able to distribute the POAPs through Guild. So please make sure you join, especially if you are in the community actively and you've got tokens, or you have especially if you've got VE, that will show that you'll get that role as well. So if you've got VE STG, make sure you get on that. So yeah. Next up, we can talk about bribes. I was hoping, I think Maki's kind of in a call right now, so a little bit of conflict there. But I think that as the latest kind of thing that's gone on here is, I think it was like 5 million from the Curve gauge is now in Stake DAO. So diversifying across different platforms here to try and help kind of change things up a little bit. The goal here, I think, was like to accumulate Stake DAO as well, Stake DAO token, and some of the CRV went into Stake DAO CRV. So just to kind of diversify things, maybe try and grab a little more yield on it and whatnot. That's something that's going on. Obviously I like it when Maki's up here so that he can give a little more color and context on that. But anyways, the bribes are in place and are doing what they're doing. I did see some messages here about the dashboard. Obviously working towards that, trying to get that out as soon as possible. And I don't know. Yeah, I think we've kind of got, we want to see that happen as quick as possible. But kind of a target for us, if we got any targets, Max Primo.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry. I thought Max was coming in. I don't know. I don't know that we have any specific targets.
Okay. But it is on the go here. But of course, make sure it's good to know that everybody that is staked is going to be is receiving the.
So I think there's like some things that need to be happening. Whatever. There's just some code that needs to get written and audited. It's largely written. It's going to get audited. I think I don't want to give an exact date and be wrong. Like, I think the goal is by October 1st, and then every single month after that, and everything is just like smooth and done. I mean, I think that's pretty reasonable. But I don't want to be held to it. But no, I definitely, like, October 1st seems totally reasonable. And I think after that, it will just be automated monthly. So that part will be super easy.
Yeah, sweet. And then, of course, just auditors. We know how backlogged they are with everything. So, that will also be a bit of a bottleneck. But, we're good to hear there. So kind of keep an eye out for, for that October 1st here. I see somebody in Twitter Spaces. See if they had their hand up. Let's see if they've got a question for us. Red King, you're over in Twitter Spaces. Have you got something for us? If you want to unmute. Hi there. It's very noisy. You're very, very noisy. All right. I think we're going to have to call it. I can't. That was inaudible. All right. Next up I guess as we move into proposals and whatnot is the Iraqis proposal. That's one of the latest that was on the forum. And I guess just like, doing something with the, on optimism, especially with like, putting that V3 position, putting it to work. So, Iraqis was one of the options. They've got, I think it was 2.5% management fee was kind of the suggestion there, but, yeah, would love to, if anybody's got some comments on that, obviously, want to drive as much conversation over to Commonwealth to talk about that. Velodrome was kind of a suggestion as well, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, as Squirrel had mentioned here, he said the 2.5 fee is a standard fee that Iraqis takes across any deployed vaults. Also said simply is 2.5% fee cut taken from the trading fees collected by the pool. They could also deploy a vault on Arbitrum as well. So yeah, something that for us to start thinking about and kind of get involved in that conversation. Yeah, obviously Iraqis is kind of a newer protocol, management of those V3 positions so that you can kind of hone in on the range, therefore being far more capital efficient. So rather than having like the LPing across the entire curve of from the price range for Stargate, you could actually just tighten that up and be a lot more capital efficient. And then of course they manage it to make sure that it's moving around in the way that it needs to be. But yeah. Any questions on that? Seeing, yeah, please, if you have feelings about it, yeah, just as Luke has mentioned there, please bring that over to Commonwealth, express it there. Obviously we want it, like I say, driving as much, as much activity towards that, these conversations as possible.
So Hannah's asked in the voice text chat if we're looking at any play in the new Arbitrum. So, we have to separate a little bit Layer 0 and Stargate. Layer 0 will definitely be there. There will be an endpoint. Stargate likely can be there. So, there's Arbitrum is basically splitting into two Arbitrums, one that's gaming focused and one that's DeFi focused. The downside for Stargate and going to any new chain is like the cost of liquidity, right? You have to get capital there. You have to incentivize new liquidity. There is some cost to Stargate Treasury in doing this. And so the question is, will the gaming chain need this inroad of liquidity as much as the DeFi chain will? Will it not? What does that look like? I think absolutely considering it, absolutely can do it. I'm not totally sure how everybody feels about that. I mean, that is basically the trade-off, right? Like when you look at any chain, why are we not on every single EVM chain yet? Why are we not on, all the long tail of EVM chains? And a lot of it is simply because every new chain that you go adds a cost to Stargate Treasury. The chains themselves, or their treasuries were putting up some USDC, or they were committing. And that's actually something we can potentially talk to a bunch of these groups about is hey, put this up and make this awesome bridge basically for your chain. But on the Arbitrum side of things, Layer 0 will definitely be there because obviously all of the gaming and NFT stuff needs messaging for sure, coming in and out and moving around. The question is whether or not Stargate should be. And I don't have a perfect answer for it yet. So I would love to, we should hear what the Arbitrum team themselves thinks. I think that would be a very interesting conversation. But I'm also curious to hear what everybody else thinks.
Yeah. So to move on to yeah. Okay. So I'm seeing a few things here between Ray J and Hannes. Thank you both for bringing comments into this. Yeah, so trying to partner with them for one of the weekly activities, DeFi side, and bring, okay. Yeah, traffic there. Yeah, capital coming into DeFi on Aptos. Yeah, potentially post-launch. Yeah, Aptos, of course, is something that, is a focus. Solana, Aptos, and Sui being the three next main endpoints. And then, and Hans, of course, personally feel that ETH and L2s are going to dominate the next few years. So we definitely need to try and center around it Yeah. So just not the new Nova chain, but okay. Yeah, obviously, just as kind of Primo had mentioned there, just chatting with teams and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't know anything further on that.
Like at the end of the day, our goal should be to be on every chain. We can be on every chain. The question is, how do we make it cost effective? So I actually think like on top of everything else we're doing and protocol and liquidity focused and all of that, like how, right, if we can get on a chain at a minimal cost, a minimal net outflow, or even better, a positive gain in the Stargate treasury side or protocol and liquidity side, like what does that actually look like? So if you're, a project who wants bridging and we get them to, put up some of their tokens in the bridge, and Stargate can basically become the de facto bridge for this token, incredibly easy. And there's even some cool stuff we can do around that as well, which drives value back to them potentially. There's a bunch of cool things we can potentially do. The question is always, how do you make it as cost effective as possible for Stargate? So if anybody has ideas, if anybody has chains who you think like, oh, this chain definitely would benefit hugely from Stargate, and whatever. I think collectively we should see like what are the criteria for adding new assets, for adding new chains, what makes that most attractive, and then just prioritize that. I think there's a lot of things we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, if, like you say there, with being able to utilize tokens to use, incentivization that way, obviously that's a huge win. So, okay. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of, that's kind of it for the week. I don't know if anybody else has comments, questions, concerns, anything else to bring up. If you want, raise your hand in Discord or if you're over in Twitter Space listening in, request to speak over there, or any kind of final last questions from in the AMA the voice text chat. If not, I think we can wrap it up here for this week. We will see you all again in 2 weeks. Same channel here. We are thinking about moving it perhaps a couple hours later, either 2 hours later or maybe like quite a bit further later in the day, or I guess earlier in the day, depending where you are in the world. So we're gonna put up a poll. So if you are listening in here, I'm gonna put a poll in Discord. So just heads up for that. There'll be a poll channel just to kind of, if you can vote on that with, it'll be a sesh poll is usually what I'm doing. So just, vote on that just for timing, just to kind of gauge that, and may look at changing that for the next, in 2 weeks from now, that community call, just changing it up and seeing about, if that helps or hinders the audience and whatnot. So we'll kind of go from there. But I think that's it's been great here. Thanks everybody for joining in. Of course, it's been a great past 2 weeks. A lot of stuff going on with Stargate, and as you can see here, further and further integrations, more people, more eyeballs, more holders. People are interested. Lots of stuff coming out yet. So glad you're all here for the ride, and we always want to see as much engagement as possible. Over ideas and whatnot, if you can bring into Commonwealth, would be amazing. So that's commonwealth.im/Stargate token. So if you've got ideas, proposals, things like that, or even comment on the ones that are already there, please do that. Make sure you go to guild-join, go to that channel in Discord, and connect your wallet and get guilded up if you can. And of course, this is on, for those that are listening on YouTube or Twitch, please make sure you like and subscribe. And if you are listening to this after the call, please also like and subscribe. But other than that, thanks everyone for coming out, and we will chat with you soon. Bye-bye.